Room. Let's welcome Joan, Janis.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege and pleasure to present a Toastmasters speech for you, Creating the Best Club Climate. I feel, especially since many of us braved the elements to get here this morning over vast distances now, it means that I'm preaching to the choir, as it were. The thing about creating a club climate that everybody loves and we can appreciate and enjoy begins with when we walk in the door, the environment of our club, the physical environment of the club. We like to have a welcoming room. Our club is fortunate. We actually rent this space. We have a beautiful room here. A lot of clubs speak in restaurants where they're competing with the kitchen, noises, and so on. But one of the things that we want to do is always have our greeter. That's the first thing. We all know this is a beautiful room. We all know where we're going to sit. But when the guests come here, is it easy for them to find the room? As many of you know, we have some cards that we keep on the back table, and we use those to invite people to our club. There's directions on the back, but frequently when they get here, those front doors to the temple are locked. People don't know to take the security door entrance, so it's very important when you're inviting people to let them know, for example, that you should tell them exactly where to come in. That's part of welcoming people. So in terms of creating the best club climate, the physical climate. When people come in, and as you know, we have a cold room in here. We just discovered today how to turn the heat on after 8 years. Keeping it comfortable. Now, one of the things that you want to do every time is feel comfortable here. When we set up our room, we want to invite people to sit up front. If you have a guest who comes and they're trying to sit way in the back, they don't feel included, and they're a lot less likely to join Toastmasters, and especially this club. The next thing is our relational climate. The relational climate is the camaraderie and the warmth that we experience in the room. When we meet each other, when we say hello, when we say good morning, when someone comes in as a guest, are they welcomed? Are they ignored? Are they told where the bathrooms are? Little things like that make people feel really good. And when people come in here, there's almost a danger of if the club is too relational. If we are too friendly among each other, sometimes people feel they won't be included or they won't have a way of getting in. They won't feel like they belong to us. They don't know that every single one of us came here one time as a complete stranger. They won't have that information. So, relational and physical climate of the room is very important. Setting an example. Of course, everyone in this example, I mean here, we all arrived early, didn't we? We all came prepared this morning. And so here again, I'm preaching to the choir. One of the things I do like to say that sets our club apart, and there's been some slippage, if you will, is when you cannot be prepared and you cannot be on time. It's important to let people know. It doesn't feel good when you are the Toastmaster and one of your evaluators isn't here this morning. It makes you feel really bad if you're a speaker, that your evaluator could not be bothered to contact you and let you know they wouldn't be here. But it makes the Toastmaster feel uncomfortable too. So consider being prepared and it's just a way of expressing to the club that you care. Offering assistance. We all do that here. We all offer each other assistance, whether it's some mentoring with a speech, whether it's saying, I will pass out the ballots for you, I'll go ahead and get the cords out of the closet and put them on. But we all do have an atmosphere of helping each other. Volunteering. Here again, this club, we have volunteering in spades. Not only do we help each other and volunteer in this club, many of us volunteer in a very wide way with Toastmasters International. we're supporting. We're supporting each other all the time in our speeches and also in our personal lives, in our friendships, things like that. Welcoming guests. I sort of mentioned this already. We always have a greeter in this club. Some clubs do not have a greeter assigned in their meeting. Our club does. One of the things about our greeter is we always like our greeter to arrive at 6:40. We don't like our greeter to arrive at 7:02 after all the guests have arrived and the meeting has started. That's tacky. So don't be tacky. And so when you're the greeter, be here. Make sure that you know where everything is. If there's a guest book, have it laid out. Make people feel welcome. And be prepared when the Toastmaster asks you to introduce the guest. Get their names right. Ask them, what is your name? How do I say your name correctly? Ask them questions like that. Ask them, how did you find out about us? And so that you can provide that information when you introduce them. It makes them feel really good. Engage them in conversation naturally. How else are you going to find out how they got here? Some of these things are silly. Answer questions. Answer all their questions, whatever they need to know. Just go ahead and help the guests. This is the way we grow our club. We all came here at one point as a guest, and some of us decided to join. In fact, all of us decided to join. So if you come here as a guest, that's how we grow our club. And as you know, life happens. Jobs change, schedules change, and people frequently have to leave. They have to move on. And so we always have to be adding new members in order to keep our club vibrant. We always ask our guests to come again. Would you like to come next week? Especially if they don't get to play in table topics. That's always a good one. We'll come back next week and we'll let you play. So we always want them to feel welcome and that we care. We care by showing new members also. We be a mentor to new members in this club. When you're a new member, you don't want to feel awkward and out of place. You want to have someone here who you can talk to, at least one person. You can say, what in the world does ACB mean? It's on somebody's name tag. And very frequently, things like that elude us when we're new. What are these ATMs and CTMs and these numbers and letters? And people don't know. So be a mentor to new members. Show interest in new members, of course. Be considerate. That's the golden rule. Cherry Creek Toastmasters operates by the golden rule. We're always considerate to other members. One of the things I'd like to mention is where we've seen some slippage is when people cannot fulfill their duties, they're sometimes just sending out an email to the club. I can't be there Thursday. Would somebody like to give a speech? Would somebody like to do the timing? Would somebody like to evaluate? If you can, look at the schedule and see who is not in a role that morning and call them up privately or text them. Don't just always, the first thing you do is send out to the club. See if you can privately handle that. It makes the club look more professional, and it certainly makes you look more professional and more considerate. Evaluate effectively. We love to evaluate people effectively here because that's how we learn and we grow. We recognize achievements. This club has a set agenda every last meeting of the month. We give pens and recognition. We go ahead and acknowledge people. We foster camaraderie in this club. We all feel very camaraderous, don't we? And we're not surreptitious about it, are we? The conclusion is, let's keep our club thriving by being the way we are now and also continuing to improve. Thank you.